Peace. Once again coming at you guys with another video. This time this video is flip your life. Now, just want to give you guys a little some principles, some rules to go by when you're making changes and you're looking to position yourself in becoming an investor or just position yourself to get that mentality into becoming an investor. Now, first things first, you are your biggest investment. So, as opposed to whatever, buildings or companies or merger, no matter how much monetarily valued the business deal is, you are your biggest investment in life. So, you can either be an asset to yourself or a liability to yourself, or an asset to your community or a liability to your community. So, that's the first thing. You have to figure out where you're at in your life. So if you're in a position where you're an asset, then you keep doing what you do to keep growing and gaining in value and being able to help you and yours and build your community. If you're a liability, it's something you need to think about and change your position, because there's nothing lasting in being a liability to yourself or your community, because it doesn't benefit anyone in that case. Now, second, we got invest in yourself consistently. You always have to work on being the best you. Always have to work on getting yourself to be better than you was. We learn something every day. That's the goal. That's how you become greater and greater each day. So you always have to strive to invest in yourself. Whether it be exercising, phasing out habits that are, non-conducive to you, whether, whatever it may be. It may be something like you want to read a book, developing new habits. All of these things come with investing in yourself to making yourself become a better you, so you can become the best you. And it's never a ceiling as to saying the best you, but you give yourself this target where you strive to become greater and greater. So you have to consistently do this. Consistently. You can't, if you say, oh, I want to drink more water, go for water, drink more water for a week straight, and then, all right, you fall back into your old habit because you think that I drank a lot of water last week. All right, what about the other 51 weeks out the year? So you got to be consistent. It's not just about investing. It's about consistency and investing in yourself to become the better you. Now, also we have very, very important. All of these are important, but this is very important. Avoid toxic relationships, whether it be business or personal relationships. You must avoid toxic relationships, because these relationships are in no way conducive. They change the energy. That's not energy you need, whether or people you choose to associate you with. If you're talking about your personal brand and you're doing business, you may not want to align yourself with a certain type of person, because they may have something, that's associated with them. If they have a reputation for doing bad business, and you have a reputation for doing good business. You don't want to mix yourself, your brand, who you are, with someone like that. If you have to, make sure you put all kind of ironclad, preemptive measures in place with your lawyers, so you don't get burned. Also, if it's personal, because this can be a friend, a family, a loved one, whoever, a business associate, it can fall. It's just the premise: avoid toxic relationships, because it makes no sense to poison yourself. Why would you work so hard to introduce something negative that's going to work against you and tear you down? Or not necessarily tear you down per se, but take you out of that mental space, So this is very important, avoiding toxic relationships. Sometimes it may mean that you may have to completely sever a relationship or put some distance between the people. Sometimes it may not even be that the people are negative. It may be that you have a particular goal to go a certain route, and they don't see you, and they want you to go this way, where you let's say you might have, chilling on the block, chilling on the corner all the time. It might have been a point in time where you out there every day. You guys out there, 40, some liquor, some plastic cups, all night talking shit, boom, boom. Now you decide, yo, it's time to make some moves. I gotta do something with my life. Now, people always want you to come back and chill and chill. And I'm not saying totally abandon them. You can go back and have a drink and, from time to time, but you gotta stay on your hop. You gotta stay on your grind. You gotta stay focused on your goals. So, though it may not be any ill will in what they're doing, it's still a toxic relationship for what you're doing. So you can't have your time mixed up into something like that, which is not gonna be conducive. Now, our next one is avoiding unhealthy debt.